And even the birds in Uganda, the way they cry is totally different from the way the birds here cries. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. This is Rachel and I am so happy to have you. Praise God, praise him, praise his holy name. I am so happy to be here. As you have seen in the titles, I'm going to be comparing between Uganda and France. Which one do I prefer? The fact that I've been living in France for most part of my adult life and I was born in Uganda. Yeah, I'm going to first begin with food. In my own opinion, I don't think that this is the opinion of each one of us, but in my opinion with French food, what I eat in France and what I eat in Uganda. With France, I get to eat a lot of varieties of many cuisines from all over the world. This is the country which has a lot of trade with other countries. So if you want to eat Asian, you can easily eat Asian. If you want to eat Mexican, you can easily eat Mexican. I can easily access those foods. So that one gives me this liberty of exploring out of my comfort zone. But the more I eat those foods there, I also get this urge of having Ugandan food on my plate. Because when you look at Ugandan food, you know, in Uganda we don't have a lot of varieties like the way we have here in France. But the thing I love about Uganda is that, you know, the food is simple and fresh. You can easily have food right from the garden to your plate, which, you know, explains everything. And you can easily have, you know, fruits for a small fee. You can even have for free of charge. I really love the exploration that I experience here in France, but I also love the other simplicity that I get in Uganda. Seriously, when I'm in France, I'm craving for Ugandan food, and when I'm in Uganda, I'm craving for French food. Specifically, you know, when I'm in Uganda, seriously, I crave for cheese. I have not spoken about that, but I begin craving for cheese and other things. But this is what I experience here in France. I should say this is the win-win for me, yeah, for the food. And then the services. Yeah, for the services, I should say that I should talk about the services. Everything, you get to realize that in France everything is just structured, everything is already planned, everything, you know, everyone follows the rules, everything is just good. You get to save a lot of time when you are in France, like you know where you are, you know where you are going, you know where you are heading. But when I arrive in Uganda is not the same thing. Uganda, you can be there when you don't know where to start from, to begin from. And when you go maybe even to an office, you can ask them and they don't know exactly where you are supposed to go. Like you in Uganda, it pushes you to think really quick and, you know, to have these survival instincts straight away. It pushes you, and the process is a little bit long. Yeah, if you want to do it the right way, the process is a little bit long. You get to learn patience in you. When you look at both sides, you realize that, you know, if you're this person who is really organized, want everything really done quick without wasting any time, please, you come to the French side. When you go to the Ugandan, it's chaos a little bit of chaos, and but that is how it is. You know, we are totally different from each other. You don't say that, you know, Uganda has to be like France. I get to enjoy both sides, because when I'm in Uganda, the way I handle things is totally different from the way I handle them here. Here, I'm so much reluctant. I know where I'm going, and when I'm in Uganda, I have to really think first, where should I go? So I get to enjoy both sides, even if I should admit really the Ugandan side sometimes it's frustrating, but when you get what you were chasing for, it's like a big prize, like you're so happy to have gotten it. Yeah, so let me see, for the third one, I should talk about the traffic here. When I look at the traffic in France, of course, France, everything is organized. I think it also explains the way we get the permit here, the driving permit here. It can take months. It's like getting a diploma in a college or in a university. It's not all that easy. They have to test you in all aspects to be sure that you have everything that it takes for you to be on the road, to make sure that everyone is safe besides you. When I'm on the road, I can easily tell what the other driver is going to do. It's very easy for me to predict what the other driver is going to do. But when you are in Uganda driving, oh my God, it's not all that easy. You cannot just know what this person is going to do. And you know the fact that there is a lot of traffic. There are cars which are moving, there are borders, these are motorbikes, and there are pedestrians who are also crossing, and maybe even animals. It's risky It brings in this adrenaline rush in you. So I got my permit here. I knew all the rules. I can follow everything. I follow the rules, of course. I'm not going to just drive like recklessly. When I arrived in Uganda, I wanted to have a car because I was with a big family. I didn't want to make them move around like that. When I'm alone, I can easily move the way I want because this is how I grew up. I didn't grow up in a rich family. I used to use taxis. I'm not talking about the American taxis. I'm talking about, our taxis. The other side, these are common passenger vehicles. Yeah. So the first time it wasn't all that easy for me on the road. I was a danger because I couldn't easily maneuver around everybody. But when I got to understand how they do stuff, I mixed between what I know, the French rules, and their way. I'm telling you, I was just good on the road. I could just maneuver like this. So I love it. There is a way you cannot sleep when you're in Uganda roads. In France, you can easily sleep. One day I slept on the road. I was on a highway and I slept as I was driving. Yeah, I was in 130 kilometers per hour. That is where I was, and I was sleeping. In Uganda, even if you are driving at 30 kilometers per hour, you cannot sleep. You cannot sleep. You have to be awake. Every time you have to be alert. So like the two ways, like there is a way they are just comfortable, another way they give you this adrenaline rush that we humans we need sometimes. So so I should say that I love both. Yeah, there is one which is risky and there is one which is boring. I should say it's not boring, it's smooth, yeah, but it can a little bit be boring, The fourth one, I'm going to talk about work. France has job security. In France, it is a country where you can easily look for a job and you have one because the system really supports that. Yeah, it supports that, and it supports even young people to go into the working world. It's very easy. If you want to work, you can easily have a job in France, whatever work you want, of course. But when in Uganda, in Uganda it's not all that easy. Of course, I should say, in Uganda it's not all that easy to have a job. There are so many graduates with no jobs. So what do you do if you have graduated from the university or whatever college you were in and you're jobless? You have to start something. That's why Uganda is one of the countries which has a lot of entrepreneurs. Like most of the people begin their own jobs to survive. It pushes you to have this spirit of entrepreneurship. You need to go there or else you're going to rot at home. So it pushes you. So the two sides really help you so much. So when I came here in France, the fact that I was used to my way of Uganda, like you have to try and you have to work for yourself. When I arrived here, of course, this thing influenced me so much. Yes, I arrived, there was work, but at the same time, when I used to get here, the job, I used to go into this thing of trying to work for yourself. I wanted really to work for myself, like, yes, because I came with this spirit. So at the end of it all, should I say that, of course, it's not all that good, when, many young graduates and many, even people who have not graduated, like they need jobs, because here, even if you're not graduated, you can easily have a job. It's not that good, but at the end of it all, it pushes you to get out of your comfort zone to do something which is not even related to your diploma. Yeah, so the two sides can be good. I think for my case, I can say it's good, but maybe people who are the other side, they can say no, this is not good because I took my child to school, education is so expensive, and at the end of it all, there are no jobs. But I think it pushes you to that. Yeah. So I love both systems. In my case, I love both systems, yeah. And then social life. So for the social life, when I look at, I'm going to begin this time with the Ugandans. Ugandans, we are naturally friendly. Yeah, I'm just not boasting around or throwing flowers on me or on the Ugandans, but normally or naturally, Ugandans are friendly people, very, very open and friendly. You in the taxi in Uganda, you can easily talk to your neighbor. By the time you get out of the taxi, maybe you already got a best friend. It's as simple as that. If you want to speak to somebody, you can easily have somebody to speak to. That is how Ugandan life is. When I come to France, French people are a bit reserved. They're careful to begin building a relationship or with someone. So they are reserved. They look. Yeah, so sometimes you can take them that maybe they're aggressive, maybe they are unfriendly people, but no, they are just careful to begin relationships. They take relationships very, very serious. Like they just can't come in just like that. So they are on the reserved side. But when you get to know them better, or when they get to know you, that's when they open up. You're not going to go in a train and all of a sudden, you know your neighbor, you're going to be friends with that person. No. So should I say that I prefer the Ugandan or the French way? When you mix both of them like this, you have a very beautiful cocktail, because this is a Ugandan way whereby humans, it's very beautiful, you know, to be social, to be open, but at the same time we need to be careful. You know, you just can't bump into someone and, you know, begin have making friends already. So it gives me this security of also reserving myself a little bit, but at the same time vibrating in me, you know, being so curious to get to know you, you know. So both sides are just beautiful for me. So let me see another one that I pointed out. Yeah, this is going to be the last one. I think this is noise. The noise, I'm telling you, when you arrive at the airport, this is when you get to realize the difference between Uganda and France. In France, everything is quiet. In the market, it's quiet. In the supermarket, it's quiet. Like everywhere is quiet. Yeah, people are silent. They do not just move out like that. And when you go to Uganda, wow, Uganda, as soon as you get out of the airport like this, it's music everywhere. It's like festival, like life there is just moving, it's just active. People are full of life in Uganda. When you wake up, you're going to, you know, hear border borders. There are sounds of border borders. There is a mama who is shouting to the kid. There are kids who are playing, and even the birds in Uganda. The way they cry is totally different from the way the birds here cry. I think here there are rules that you don't need to make a lot of noise, and in Uganda it's like, please open up. So what can I say? Like sometimes, you know, when I'm in this silent life, it can easily bring me depression. Yeah, it can easily bring me depression, and I'm not so happy. I begin thinking about this. I begin thinking about that. I feel like, no, I am just all alone. And when I am in Uganda, I'm like, oh, at what time am I going to get out of this noise to go in my bed, in my room, and, you know, lock myself there? So, so the two sides, I think I really appreciate the two. I think I've got to this point where I begin loving the both worlds. Like when I am in Uganda, the fact there is noise, there are people, there is, you know, these things, or the traffic and stuff like that. I want to be in France, because I get to realize that I need this quiet time for me. I need things to move like the way I want them to move, because they are already put, like things are moving like this, so you know what you're going to expect. And when I'm in France, I'm like, no, I would love to eat some matoke. I would really love to eat some mangoes, fresh mangoes, you know, right from the garden, avocados. I would really love to have friends, people to speak to, even if I don't know. I really love to, you know, to have some adrenaline rush. You know, that is how things are. So at the end of it all, I love both countries the same way. I love both countries. France is a very, very, very beautiful country. When you come from the north is far different from the east, from the west, from the center to the south. Totally different. Like the landscapes are totally different. It's just a beautiful country with beautiful people, with beautiful cuisines. Every region has their own cuisine with beautiful everything. But when you also go to Uganda, Uganda is just a beautiful country. Very, very beautiful people. You know, very beautiful. Delicious food. Like I love both countries. Yeah, so that is where I am right now. Maybe we shall see in 5 years where will I prefer the most, but as of now I love both countries, and I call both countries my home. I think that was my opinion, really. That is how I see both worlds. I love both worlds. So I just have to wish you a very nice time, guys. Thank you so much for being with me. Yeah, and may God bless you. Bye bye. Thank you so much.